I set the lettering in calligraph, serif, I think is how it's pronounced. And then this is a cool feature. You can select each individual letter. The T came in actually lower than the L at the default setting. So I selected it, made sure the box was turned to the black handles, and then I stretched it so that it's slightly higher than the L. I selected the kerning handles and moved the letters as close as I wanted to. For each of the names, I've chosen a width of 4 to begin with. And then we're going to take select, and we're going to go to create border. There is a primer stitch, but it doesn't give me as much control as this does. So I'm going to be sure that for some reason, it keeps bouncing to satin, even though I want a walk normal. I want it offset 2 millimeters. For tailor, I don't need any inside cutouts. If I did, like Ollie, that had a large O, I included the holes in that. I'm going to go with strict so that it stays 2 millimeters all the way around. And I've got my smooth points at about midway. And I had saved this as a default, but it keeps going back to satin. Okay, and we'll say okay there. Great. So my next step is I went ahead and turned this to a red. I believe you've got red stockings. And go ahead and move it up now. Okay. And then we'll take the red, and I'm going to change the element type to the complex fill. And I'm going to replace the line that's there. You could add it, that's personal choice, but for me, I'm going to replace it. And then I start changing the properties of it. I want about a 30 point spacing. That's the density. The stitch angle, I want 135. I want it to be a fill. The underlay, I'm going to say none and none. And then I'm going to go ahead and click into it. I double click to get Trapunto so that it takes away all of those red lines that are spoiling the effect in the middle. And I'll say okay. Now I'll take this one and I'll hit Control D to duplicate it. And it didn't do it. Let's try it again. Control D. Control D. And if that's not going to cooperate, we'll do Control Copy, Control V. And for this one, I'm going to change see, everything else stays the same, but I'll change the stitch angle to 45. That's the opposite of 135 to make 180. That's the actual math on it. So we'll say that's all good. And now I'm going to take the whole thing. We're using the clamps. And I'm going to take proportional off because I just want to change the width of it. And I'm going to push it to 4.25. and make sure I hit center design. Just moved it just a hair inside what that clamp would be. And then from here I'll save as. We want to save it as the tailor stocking. Save. And replace it. Yes. And that's the steps. Thanks for watching.